And welcome back to SWBA Today. And in today's episode, we are just looking at the scores here that took place yesterday. And so we're looking at the key storylines out of each of those games. And we had 7 games in total. So let's go ahead and jump into the SWBA scoreboard and just looking at the key takeaways here. So let's start with the Cleveland Cavaliers versus the Detroit Pistons. And so you see it. The Detroit Pistons, 133 to 122. We talked about them yesterday, how they are now moving up the standings. And so they are 5th in the Eastern Conference. And so this was a very good game from the Detroit Pistons. Look, they overcome a very strong game from Donovan Mitchell because he had 38 in this one. He was 11 of 13 from the free throw line, so he did a terrific job getting there. And then he also, too, was 3 of 8 from downtown, so not that good, but he had been struggling going into this game and 12 of 24 from the field. And so I think that just really one of the key takeaways out of this game was just you see the mix of vets that the Detroit Pistons have along with the young players that they have. Jalen Duran in this one, 16 points. He had 13 rebounds. You see some good contributions across the board. Tim Hardaway Jr. played very well. Also, too, Dennis Schroeder as well. That was an addition that they got over from the Golden State Warriors. But the key is that the Pistons were just able to really run the Cavaliers in this game. And so 25-6 advantage in the fast breaks. And so, look, this is going to be challenging, man, because now Cleveland has to host the Los Angeles Clippers, Detroit, and then Minnesota in this opener of their upcoming 3-game trip that they have. So they have a 3-game road trip that continues with those 3 teams. And so this is going to be challenging for the Cleveland Cavaliers pushing forward. And look, man, they just have not looked good over the last week or so. And so next game here that we wanted to talk about was the Los Angeles Clippers versus the Brooklyn Nets. And so this was a great game for Kawhi Leonard. I think that Kawhi is really finding a good rhythm right now. 31 points, 6 rebounds, 4 steals. And so, look, man, he's playing at a high level. And then for the Nets, look, I think that the bright spot out of this is that you have Drew Timme that used to play for Gonzaga, been playing well in the G League, but in this game, he had 11 points and 10 rebounds. I was wondering, could Drew Timme maybe be an impact player in the SWBA? And so it's good to see that, look, he's getting his chance with the Brooklyn Nets. And honestly, I think that when you're a team like Brooklyn, it's all about playing these younger players and seeing what you have, because you might be able to find some real gems out there that just need an opportunity to play. And so that was good to see with the Brooklyn Nets. But look, this is all about the Clippers and what they've been able to do. James Harden looked good in this one. And so the Clippers are rolling right now. And so next up, next game on the schedule here. And I think that this was definitely an interesting game because of the storyline that is coming out of it. And that is you have the Charlotte Hornets and you have the Toronto Raptors here. And so what the key storyline out of this game is that LaMelo Ball is going to miss the rest of the season. It looks like that he is having to get, I guess, some ankle and then also to wrist surgery as well. And so this is challenging for the Charlotte Hornets. I think that LaMelo Ball has really missed a ton of time. And I just think that if this team is going to take the next step and really continue to build, they need a healthy LaMelo Ball. And so I think that that was really the key out of this game. And so once again, this is the focus really about just the younger players here. You had a very good performance from Jakob Poeltl. He played very well, 24 points and 12 rebounds. He's done that for Toronto. You also have Emmanuel Quickley playing very well, coming back from the injury, 19 points and 9 assists for him. So that was good to see. Scotty Barnes continues to play well with the Raptors there. So 18 points, 6 assists, and 6 rebounds. And so a tough loss for the Charlotte Hornets Hornets, especially when you consider that they are now going to be without their main player to finish out the season here. And so next up for the Knicks and the Bucks here, the key takeaway is that, look, the Bucks have really been sliding. And because, look, they're going to be without Dame for quite some time. He's at least out indefinitely. Maybe it's for the season. Who knows? Hopefully he is able to come back, soon. But Giannis, 30 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists in this game. But just too much New York. I think that New York really jumped on top of the Bucks really, early and often in this game. You had a really good performance from Ginobili. He had 20 of his 31 points in the fourth quarter, so he had a huge fourth quarter. And then when you look at just the kind of the key stat here is the Knicks had a 26-13 edge as far as the points off the turnovers, and so the Bucks just did not do a great job as far as taking care of the basketball. And look, man, this is tough because the Bucks, man, they're slipping in the standings. They're losing a chance here to secure home court advantage. And so this is not the way that you want to finish out the season if you are the Milwaukee Bucks. And so next game up here, another game that has, I think, a little bit of an interesting storyline here, and that is going to be the Suns versus the Timberwolves. And so what is interesting out of this game is that Ant-Man, Anthony Edwards, gets knocked out of the game in the first half. He actually takes a hard elbow from Kevin Durant. They were both going for the basketball, and I think Kevin Durant just inadvertently kind of caught Anthony Edwards, but I think it was like a nose contusion is what it was listed as. But Ant-Man came back, and he actually played strong in this one. He had 20 points. He was +9 in the plus-minus box score. He also had 5 assists, and I think that the real big contributor for the Timberwolves in this game was Julius Randle. I think that Julius Randle, since he's been back here, he's been on a little bit of a tear. He had 25 in this one, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. He was +7, 2 of 4 from downtown, 9 of 15. Had to be a bit more aggressive with Anthony Edwards out. And they also have Dante DiVincenzo coming back. He had 13 points +4 in this one, 3 of 6 from deep on a 4 of 9 shooting. And so they are going to need both of those players along with a healthy, Anthony Edwards in order to continue to make a push. And so for Kevin Durant and the Suns, look, they continue to keep sliding at the worst time. Talked about this before with this team. Look, they are a top-heavy team. This was just out there in this game. They had Kevin Durant. They had Devin Booker in this one. No Bradley Beal. And so Devin Booker only 10 points in this one, -20 in the plus-minus box score, 0 of 6 from downtown. Kevin Durant had 23, -10 in the plus-minus box score, 3 of 6 from downtown, 7 of 19 from the field. And so a tough one there for the Phoenix Suns. And so next game on the schedule here, maybe the biggest storyline out of just the SWBA here this last night, and that was Steph Curry returning back to the Golden State Warriors. They take care of business against the Pelicans. And so Steph, in his return, had 23 points +10 in the plus-minus box score, had 6 assists in this one as well. So that was good to see that he's coming back from the bruised tailbone and plays pretty well. 7 of 21 from the field, didn't shoot that great, 5 of 16 from deep. Jimmy Butler scores 18 in this one, 6 of 13 from the field, 5 of 7 from the free throw line with 10 rebounds. And so Jimmy Butler just doing Jimmy Butler type of things. And I think really the key takeaway out of this is that initially it was a struggle for the Warriors to really knock down some shots initially. They only made one of their first 16 three-point shots, but they were able to finish 13 out of 55, so they got it going there. So 111-95, the Golden State Warriors get a good win here down the stretch with only about 8-9 games left in the season. And so next up, you got the Utah Jazz versus the Nuggets. And so look, if you penciled in Nikola Jokic as your MVP, this was maybe a game that maybe this helps sway the votes because, man, this guy hit a one-handed, almost full court shot that was just ridiculous. He had a nice and one from the top of the key with the three-pointer. And so, look, they are a totally different team when you have Nikola Jokic out there. And look, in this one, look, he was plus 28 in the plus minus box score. 27 points. He had 14 rebounds, 6 assists, and he had 4 steals. And so, yeah, just doing MVP like things. He was 10 of 12 from the free throw line, 8 of 18 from the field, 1 of 5 from deep. And here's a note for you. Look, the entire 5 for the Nuggets, plus 24, plus 26, plus 30, plus 29 as far as being a plus in the plus minus box scores. Look, the Nuggets got to it. And this was all about the young players for the Utah Jazz. And I mean, I've said this before with them, it's all about draft positioning here. And here's a player to really note, a guy that just came out of Duke last year. I think he's really come on well, and that's Cal Filipowski. I think that he's looked pretty good for Utah. Didn't start off very well. Didn't like what I was seeing there in the SWBA Summer League this last season. But I must say, he's really picked up, over the last course of the season. And he's looking like he might be the steal for them as far as the draft selection that they got out of the draft. So 18 points in this one, 13 rebounds, an assist, and 2 steals, and starting to really look good for the Utah Jazz. And so that was the end of the games there last night. And so just going back and looking at some of these key storylines, let me know in the comments what you guys are thinking here, because again, I think it was just some interesting storylines to come out of what is going on with the Hornets and losing LaMelo Ball. He's going to lose some more time. Steph Curry back for the Golden State Warriors is huge. And I think it's huge news to see that the Pistons continue to keep rolling like this. Like, I'm not sure that anybody wants to see the Pistons in the first round. And I must say, look, at the Pistons hold on, that is going to be an interesting first round matchup between the Pacers and the Pistons. I think that the Pistons could really give the Pacers all that they want in that first round. They could steal that one. And so anyway, let me know in the comments what you guys are thinking. We'll be back talking a lot more SWBA, future prospects, a lot of other stuff, hopefully to come here with the show. And so anyway, see the game, be the game. We'll see you on the next one. All right. Peace.